Mairbek Taisumov, a fighter who has turned into a feared knockout machine.
Winner of 6 of his last 7, Mairbek Taisumov will look to keep positive momentum tonight when he faces unbeaten Brazilian Alan Patrik in a clash of lightweight prospects looking to make their way through the shark-infested waters at 155 pounds. Fresh from back-to-back knockouts of Marcin Bandel and Anthony Christodoulou, Taisumov will get a tough challenge in the form of 12-0 Patrik, whose perfect slate includes UFC wins over Garrett Whiteley and John McDessie. Next in the octagon, Alan Patrik meets Mairbek Taisumov.
Alan Patrik is making his octagon walk, looking to remain perfect for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Representing the X-Gym, he shares the mat space with fighters such as Jacare, Eric Silva and Wale Alves. He's a former champion in Brazil and is a decorated jiu-jitsu competitor. He has very loose striking and a jiu-jitsu style, but we haven't really seen the jiu-jitsu in his UFC career yet. But he is 2-0 against John McDessie and Garrett Whiteley.
Yeah, one thing I have to say about this guy is how athletic he is. I mean, even at the weigh-ins yesterday, a backflip on stage in middle of his weight cut, he was still full of energy, always in high spirits. His team have been really enjoying this process this week, and that helps keep their fighter in good spirits as well. But the athleticism of this guy and of his opponent Mairbek Taisumov makes this, for me, possibly the most exciting fight on the undercard. I've been really looking forward to this one.
Patrik tends to use a lot of high-risk maneuvers inside the octagon, a lot of high energy as well. That perhaps could land him in some hot water tonight.
It could. Well, it's quite reckless of him sometimes, but at the same time that does create opportunities and scrambles and situations where he can catch his opponent with unorthodox techniques. With a capoeira background, you'll find that he's very balanced no matter where he is, and he's able to generate immense power from whatever situation he finds himself in. So whether he's got his back face to his opponent, whether he's upside down, he can generate power and he can turn it into an offensive technique.
Well, joining the UFC has really changed Patrik's life. He had a lot of support for his debut and he became very emotional in the walkout. He went perfectly that night, earning a TKO finish, and boy would he like to emulate that here tonight. Mairbek Taisumov representing the Tiger Muay Thai Gym, and speaking with his coaches, they believe they have a future champion in their ranks. He has been one of the most impressive fighters that I think I've called since being with the UFC, Dan, and this guy really does have all of the tools to make it to the very top.
He does. Roger Hurter, without a doubt, says that this guy is going to be a champion one day. And if you look at his frame, he's built very much like a small version of GSP, and he moves like him as well. He's quick, he's athletic, but this straight right punch that he lands, we saw it against Marcin Bandel, against Christodoulou. It was the ground and pound that got the job done. He's explosive and he's dangerous, and with a good solid wrestling background, he's able to control where the fight goes, and that's what makes him a very dangerous opponent.
His only blemish on his record was in part due to the fact that he was quite ill in his UFC debut, but he said he had to fight. There was no way that he was going to back out. He was already in Brazil, but since then, those 2 victories that he's put, side to side, he has looked formidable.
He has. One thing you got to watch for this guy is he likes to test with feints. So early on in the fight, expect him to use a lot of feints and fakes to try and draw the attack out of Alan Patrik, but make no mistake, he is hunting for that chin, and with that right hand that he lands, as soon as he lands it, he can switch lights off of anybody in this division.
14 round 1 victories, 12 by TKO, 1 straight knockout. Welcome back, Mairbek Taisumov. So let's go over to our tail of the tape, and we can see that Brazil's Alan Patrik is 5 years older than Taisumov. He is also 2 inches taller than the Chechen and will have a 1-inch reach advantage. Now to get things rolling, here's Andy Friedlander.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come now to 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a perfect professional record of 12 wins and no losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Allan Patrick. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a striker with a professional record of 23 wins, 5 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Vienna, Austria, by way of Grozny, Chechen Republic, Russia, Mairbek, Taisumov. And when the action begins, the referee in charge of the octagon, Kevin Sataki.
So Kevin Sataki is the referee, but before we get into it, Dan, we're going to refer back to those moments at the weigh-ins yesterday from Allan Patrick. Very, very excited to make weight. Just check this out.
Yeah, real high energy. Look at that.
Perfect.
Most people can barely walk up onto the stage.
I give him an 8.5.
Are you ready, sir? Are you ready, I'm not going to judge that.
So 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Olymp. Mairbek Taisumov in the white, Allan Patrick in the black.
Oh, and straight in for a takedown. Allan Patrick's looking to get it, but Bekan's showing fantastic balance. Allan Patrick gets it, but Taisumov straight back to his feet. Look at that strength.
Great athleticism, and the crowd actually appreciating that one.
If I was active in the lightweight division right now, I would be paying close attention to this. This is a very important fight. I think both of these guys could be contenders in the future. Good work by Taisumov to reverse it and get it back to a striking position.
Excellent piece of matchmaking playing out in front of us here in Berlin.
Look at the unorthodox attack of Allan Patrick. You just never know what he's going to come with. He keeps showing his back like he's going to spin. There it is, look. Just keeping his opponent guessing. Mairbek Taisumov with much more of a traditional approach. Stands orthodox, keeps his hands high, good footwork, good feints. Whereas Allan Patrick is very unpredictable. And explosive as well. Looks to crash in with that rear elbow, that left elbow.
Taisumov actually resides in Vienna, across the border here in Europe. Spending a lot of time in Thailand under the tutelage of Roger Huerta. Spinning technique there from Patrick.
That was beautiful, a spinning technique that was caught by Mairbek Taisumov and landed a short right hand for his troubles. Taisumov completely unfazed by this unorthodox opponent in front of him.
So a note about the fight names. Bekan for Taisumov, that refers to David Beckham, who was a bit of a footballer in his day, apparently was Mairbek. And Nugeche for Patrick, that refers to the fact that he was a shoeshine boy when he was back in Rio de Janeiro before he became a professional fighter.
Okay. Just clipped the cup of Taisumov, but he says he's okay to continue. Good sportsmanship. Allan Patrick noticed it straight away. And an eye poke.
Stop.
Well, referee gets in the middle of that one. That's not good. Taisumov really struggling there.
Yeah, he looks like he's looks like that's really bothered him. We're gonna have to pull the doctor in to have a look at that. No recovery time for an eye poke, interestingly. Nope. So if the doctor says he's okay to continue, then it's either fight or retire. And Bekan is not the kind of guy to retire. So let's have a look at this as Bekan comes in. It looks like it may have been a thumb.
Yeah, difficult to see.
Yeah, may have caught him with the thumb just as Allan Patrick extended his lead hand to jab. These things happen even with boxing gloves. Sometimes you'll catch a thumb in the eye. Occupational hazard, I'm afraid. Doctor just checking to make sure that he's okay to continue. Doesn't seem to be any immediately obviously damage to the eye. Be a real shame if it affects this fight. I've been looking forward to this one since it was announced.
Yeah, me too. Two top contenders here in the lightweight division who are really looking to make an impression at 155. Yeah, these are worrying times actually. It's taking a little while.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
Hopefully it's not going to affect his performance going forward. Purely accidental, just one of those things.
Patrick threatening with maybe a jumping technique.
Oh, straight in for a takedown there. Alan Patrick got that single leg locked in, but Taisumov threatening the neck, giving him something else to think about. Alan Patrick backs out there. Taisumov with another powerful right kick. Really upsetting the balance of Alan Patrick there with that body kick. There's a spinning technique. Unfazed Taisumov pushes forward and tries to land one of his own.
Patrick covering a lot of canvas space.
Oh, Patrick could have been hurt with that straight right. Taisumov sees something in his eyes. He looks like he may be hurt.
Very good timing there from Taisumov. Good connection with that right hand, but Patrick looks pretty stable right now. That said, he's not jumping forward.
Again for that takedown, but Taisumov just shrugs it off.
Everything is done with such momentum from Alan Patrick.
He really has no commitment issues, that's for sure. Oh, and a beautiful straight right. As Alan Patrick was throwing a low kick, Taisumov threw a clean right hand down the pipe, caught him on the chin. Taisumov starting to pick his work rate up a little bit now, gaining some confidence. Just so difficult to measure a guy that's as unpredictable as Patrick.
Taisumov in the center of the octagon, waiting to counter something wild from Patrick. 1 minute left in the opening round.
Makes me wonder whether these are the kind of techniques that Alan Patrick uses when he's starting to run out of ideas. He shot him for a takedown a number of times now, and every time Taisumov has denied it, shrugged it off and used fantastic athleticism to get out of the way.
But they're high energy techniques as well. Be interested to see if he's still trying to pull those off in the third, if indeed it gets that far.
Again, beautiful takedown defense. Look how he's building a wall with that left arm. Keeps Alan Patrick from closing that distance and getting good head position. Very disciplined approach from Mairbek Taisumov here.
Yeah. Oh, and he's seeking out Patrick, who is spinning in defense.
Like a whirling dervish, John.
How's your eye, little boy? How's your eye? It's there, but you gotta follow up with the combo, okay? That's there. Also, you need more movement. Hey, inside leg kicks are there. Inside right leg kicks are gonna.
Not long now until one of the most talked about fights in recent UFC history gets underway. Longtime champion and pound for pound best, Jose Aldo will face a title challenge from Ireland's notorious Conor McGregor. It's been building a while now with many words and stares exchanged. Also, Rory McDonald will challenge Robbie Lawler for his welterweight strap. That goes down on July 11th from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Back in Berlin, and we're in round number 2 of this lightweight contest between Taisumov and Alan Patrick. Taisumov sustained a small eye injury, which he's kind of dusted off now.
One of the questions that Roger Huerta asked him in the corner was, how is his eye? And he said it's just shrugged it off, said it's okay. Oh.
I quite liked how he said, how's your eye, little brother?
Little brother, yes. Very close team.
Yeah.
Team banter.
Roger Huerta's been out to Chechnya with Zubair Tuhugov and Mairbek Taisumov. Spent some time over there.
Oh, and a beautiful straight right again there. Won well by Alan Patrick.
That stopped him right in his tracks.
Watch the technique that Taisumov throws the right leg with. It's a very traditional Muay Thai technique which actually brings the knee and the shin across the body. So as Alan Patrick's level changing, he's actually running into a wall. Instead of keeping the leg straight and throwing it to the midsection, trying to hit to the side of the body, it's very good at defending a takedown at the same position. It just allows him to keep that distance as he's throwing the kick. Oh, Alan Patrick went down, caught him across the back of the head. He's rocked. Mairbek Taisumov smells the victory.
Taisumov is making it rain with punches.
Fight back! Stop!
And that's enough.
Wow.
Mairbek Taisumov is victorious in Berlin.
A very measured performance by Taisumov there. Caught him cleanly with that head kick as he was coming in, just as I was talking about it. Clipped him across the back of the dome, sends him to the canvas.
Let's take another look at that then. And Taisumov avoids that takedown.
Wow,
Just
look at that.
glances the top of the head of Alan Patrick, made him very disorientated, but he swarmed on that opportunity and earned himself a finish.
Very nice, and that shot there did a lot of damage, a lot of good ground and pound shots there. But that really nicely clipped just the back of his head there. Really nice. Just put Alan Patrick on standby for a second, allowed him to rush in and land a few shots, forced the referee to get in and save him. Serious contender in this lightweight division, John.
Yeah, heavy hands from Mairbek Taisumov. Nice head kick and flexibility to set it up as well. Right, let's get it back inside to Andy Friedlander, who's going to make this all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kevin Sataki has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute and 30 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Mairbek Taisumov.
So congratulations to Mairbek Taisumov and the Tiger Muay Thai Gym. Another impressive performance there from the Chechen national, who now lives in Vienna, Austria. He is now 3-1 in